It's not about motivation. Winners need discipline. Wake up and win today. Discipline comes from within.
Boxing King Media in association with Boxro. Ebanie Bridges, it's been a while. I think, I'm not sure if you've done any media since your last fight. Thank you for giving me this interview today.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, I don't think I have. I've done a podcast with boxing unrelated to boxing, but no, nothing in the boxing community.
Well, great to have you on first. So I've got to ask you, it's been, I know it was your second loss, but it's been a few weeks, a month or so now. How have you kind of dealt with the actual loss itself before we even talk about the fight?
It's been like a real wave of emotions, with it. Like I was really quite down, obviously the first month. And now it's just about getting a redirection and resetting. Do you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of reasons that kind of make you, like obviously losing your belt is horrible, but it's also not, losing your belt also goes with losing your plans, losing the path that I had, envisioned, and the goals that I had, because now it's like got to reset. Okay, now it's like a detour, where at first it was like, fuck it, I always thought, but look, that leading into that fight, everything in my camp, everything was wrong. Do you know what I mean? And I even remember saying to myself, which I've never, ever said to myself, going into a fight, saying, if I lose, if I lose, like I would never even say those words or think that. Do you know what I mean? But I just got to a point where I was just so exhausted, like emotionally, mentally, and with so many things that I was like, you know what, fuck it, if I lose this fight, I might just fucking retire. Do you know? Because I was just overboxing. I'm so overboxing, and I mean, I've had those kind of moments a few times in my boxing career, but I'm still here, suckers. But yeah, I just after the fight, obviously, I was gutted. I know in the ring at that moment, it was such a weird feeling, like because obviously I was sad that I'd lost, but I knew I'd lost. So I had to give respect to Mayo, and I have so much respect for her. And it's weird to say, and people could say maybe that, like, it doesn't mean much to me if I'm so happy that, like, for her, because I was genuinely happy for her. I was like, wow, like, you know what, look how much that means to her. I know that feeling, but for her, it was like, I could just see it in her and her daughter. And I just thought, you know what, it kind of softens the blow of the loss when you see someone win, and you just know what that feels like, and how special and how big that was to her. And she's a nice, woman, obviously. So I couldn't help but kind of be happy for her. And then, in the days following, obviously I was down, but I was like, I can't just give up. I don't just, I've never just given up. I've still got my goals that I want to do. I still want to be undisputed. I still want to get my belts. And I actually have draw a lot of inspiration from Mayo, and I even thought about her, and I thought she's two times a world champion before she fought me. So she's been a world champion, lost, and now this is her third time becoming a world champion, and she's taken this fight after, a loss, with her confidence probably being really low when other people wouldn't take the fight, and she's come into the fight like, not probably with not so much confidence, and then she's obviously won, and that just makes me think, man, like, she's never given up on herself. She kept fighting, she kept winning the world title and coming back, and she's not given up. And I thought, just because I've lost my belt don't mean I can't get it back. And not just Mayo, but like your Franchon Cruz, like, all these girls, or just people in general who lose their belt, but then Josh Warrington, and they get it back. So it was just like, obviously before the fight, when I was thinking about everything that was going on, and I was just like, I'm just fucking done. But then, with my goals, I can't just give up like that. And I draw an inspiration from other boxers, and definitely from Mayo, So I do hope I get that rematch, because I definitely know, and I think everyone knows, looking at that fight, that I wasn't really myself. So I do believe that me, Ebanie, the blonde bomber, the old Ebanie, what I do best, what won me my world titles, what made me the fighter that I am. If I do that, I have absolutely no doubt in myself that I would win. But I went into that fight with quite low confidence, like not just because of her, just in general in myself. It was quite emotional, the camp, which I hadn't experienced before.
Obviously, I picked up on there. You said, things wasn't right in camp and you was emotional. So I'm going to have to ask you, like, and if you want to share any of that with us, what happened in camp that you wasn't happy with?
No, it was just, I just think that myself as well, like I wanted to, I can kind of think of like Anthony Joshua, right? Like I know boxing and I thought I want to learn to box and I want to be like this cute boxer and, like I know I can fight, but like I want to add to my game and I want to box and, and I thought I needed more technical stuff. I thought and obviously Dave, that's what he does. And he's, he wanted to get me to box as well. Like, get away from that brawling and get away from that fighting and, box. And, it felt like a good idea at the time. And, because I thought, oh yeah, I'm learning, and I do like this, but in the end, I'm the bomber, like, and I think luckily for me, it's only taken me one loss and one bad performance where I've realised that, that's not me. Like, why should I try and be someone that I'm not or try and fight something? This is who I am, and my style is quite, it is a hard style. I think, with, say, Anthony Joshua, how many fights did he have? Still trying to be that boxer, still trying to be cute and pretty and thinking so much about the technical side of it. Like, don't need to be that technical, not for like stars like us. We're strong and we're relentless, and that's what wins belts for me and that's what wins fights. So I plan to be going back to that and I've been in the gym training. I've obviously, well, not obviously, but I'd have parted ways with Dave. It just wasn't working for me. I didn't, I obviously learned a lot from him. He has a lot of experience and he took his time out and have so much respect for him for that, to taking me on board and, try and teach me and, but it just didn't work, and we just, I think our styles didn't suit, training styles, teaching styles, obviously my fight style, it just didn't really suit. So I had to make the decision to do what I think's best for my career and for me. And I thought that would be moving on to train with, someone that I think would work. Am I going into that? I can go into that now, I suppose.
Before I get on to that, I'm just picking up a few things from what you said there. Obviously, you said that, your style's brawling and Dave obviously teaches technical side of things. I'm just curious, and boxing fans might be wondering, did you guys try and would you not try and adapt with each other? Is there no way he could teach you to I don't know, how did that conversation go when you parted ways?
I think it was pretty obvious to both of us that we didn't gel, we didn't gel like training and personality wise. I think it's like a boyfriend or like whatever. Not everyone is suited to everyone. Not every trainer suits every fighter, and that's standard in just in general, and I just felt like he does really well with the boys that he has, Hopi and stuff like that. And he's done really well in the past with other fighters. But I just felt like for me, it wasn't the training or the style or, the coaching that I think is going to bring the best out of me, So, and it's nothing against him. Like I said, it's I could go to someone else that might not work out or he might pick up someone and he's perfect for him, and he has done that plenty of times, but it just not for me. And I just think now it's just about finding a coach that doesn't want to change me, doesn't just focuses on my strengths. Of course, work on weaknesses a little bit, but focus on my strengths instead of my weaknesses. And I think just bringing the best out of me and really fine-tuning what I do best, and letting me kind of just do me in a way, like what I do best.
And just the last question, that did you have these diets and know all this sort of stuff when you were preparing for your defense? And if so, did you raise them with Dave?
Yeah, I did. But I was trying to trust the process, and I was sparring great, like what I was doing in the gym was great. Like I was sparring great. It was working in the gym, like I was I was feeling really strong and feeling really good. But the reality is that I wasn't, sparring's different to a fight, and also being 12 months out. Like there's a lot of things. It's not just the training, there was a lot of things that contributed to whatever, me not being my best. But it was, I mentioned that we there was what's the word? There was definitely a little bit of effort to, you know, work around, but it was just, again, I just thought, you know, I just got to trust the process, you know, because Dave knows what he's doing, and I'm here to learn. So yeah, but it just didn't work out.
And what is the next step? I think you kind of hinted that you've got a new trainer already.
Yeah, well, kind of. You know, I actually started going and training my friend Nicola Hopewell just because I needed a gym, you know, and I wanted to keep in the gym and keep training. And so I went down there and I went to Rob Riley's gym here in Sheffield, and I walked in there. It's kind of like a really old school, like, community club, like, and it just reminds me heaps of like Australia and my old coach, and just that old school style. I'm an old school fighter, you know, and I like that old school vibe. I like, you know, rugged. I like that, and everyone's really loving and warm, and you got all your, like, because you got some community coming in, so you got all your, like, little characters and stuff, and I just enjoyed training there. And then just the stuff that they were saying to me, and, you know, it just was like, yeah, this is like kind of what I need. And Darren Metcalf, who trains Nicola, I like what he's done with Nicola. I've known Nicola forever, and obviously I've been sparring her over time, and I've seen big improvements with her. But really what I wanted to do is train with my American team, because they know me inside out. Like, I want them to be my coaches. Do you know, I was just trying to figure out how can I do this, because I've done 4 camps in America, you know, and I really don't like it there, you know, so it's really, really hard for me to go there. Like, it's not great environment for me, and I need to be happy. Happy fighter's a good fighter, and I got everything here, you know, my cat and all my friends and like family here, you know, like friends that I call family. So I don't want to go out and be isolated, you know, in Philly. And so it was a really hard decision of trying to figure it out, and talking with Brian and Kaylee, who you've probably seen in my corner in every single fight that I've had. You know, we're trying to figure out what I do. Like, do I fly them over here for a couple of weeks, and then I fly to Philly just for like 6 weeks, you know, and then fly back over here? And I was like, I don't want to do all this country hopping, you know. So my plan was to find a gym here, like my home gym, that I can train in here, I can get fit, and then the people that will train with me, or, you know, they keep me fit, and they work with Brian and Kaylee, who are my mains, and they'll work together like a team. I want a team. I want everyone to work together. These guys, like, they know me inside out, you know, the guys from Philly, and there's no ego, you know. I just want everyone to work together. So I've come to a result where I'm going to be training out here in Rob Riley's gym with Daz and Nicola and that. And then when my camps come, you know, I'm going to fly Brian over, and he's going to come here every like 2 weeks, you know. So he's the main, he pretty much is the main coach, and say, this is what we're going to work on, this is what we're going to do. And Daz is great. He's so open to learning. He's so open to doing what, you know, he's not what he's told, but, you know, he wants me to get my world title back. And we all know that we're going to get that by being the old Eb, and we just got to go back to what I did best, and get me fucking fit, get me relentless, and get me being a savage, you know. And I'm not a hard person to train, you know, but it's just, I want everyone working together. So we've organised it that it's going to be like that, and that everyone's going to work together. I'm going to, you know, like, very closely. And my fights are going to have Brian and Kaylee being my mains, because really they're the voices that I always want to hear, you know. It always has been. And I'm really, really confident about it, really, really confident about it. I love all the stuff that I've been doing at Riley's gym, training alongside my best mate, Nicola. We get great sparring with her, and just really warm, loving environment, and confidence building, you know, and like just lifting me up, and, you know, not put, like, making me feel like I'm not, you know, that I'm not good, like, if you know what I mean, when I'm a world champion or former world champion. So.
Well, interesting stuff there. Looks like you've got a lot of new things happening. So
Yeah,
with that, what is next? Obviously, there was talk of a potential rematch for your world title. What is happening with all that?
Well, ideally, I'd want a rematch. That's what I want. I want the rematch, you know, and I'm sure Maya is happy to give me that rematch. She's respectful, and, you know, she did that. So it just depends, because the IBF also have their rules as well, and then I need to sit down and talk to Eddie. You know, there's obviously a few options, but that's my number one, that I want to get a rematch. And then
if that doesn't happen,
I mean, there's other options. Like, I mean, obviously, you know, Shannon Courtney, or Nina Hughes. Do you know what I mean? I don't really know what's going on there. I think she's fighting Sugar Neeks or something. So I don't know, and I don't know if she's with Eddie. I just saw that she's signed with Ludabella, so who knows? I mean, look, I'm Ebanie Bridges, isn't it? So I feel like there's always going to be a fight there for me. Someone's always going to want me or call me out, no matter what, with or without a belt.
You got called out by 18-year-old Fran Hennessy the other day.
Friend, bless. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh, bless. There's another one, but good on her. Like, it's what you got to do. You pull out the big names. Like, look at Jake Paul. And anything, if you attach yourself to my name, then you're going to get attention, and it's like, do I choose to give it back? Because that's really where I'm in control, because you can call my name out, but if I'm not talking your name, then you're not getting it. You're not getting the clout. You know what I mean? So, but I like Fran. She's excited. I like her. She looks fun, but yeah, bless her. I've got other things to do before she gets a shot. But, yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, I have to talk with Matchroom. I've told them what I want. I've told them I want to have the rematch. I've told them, that's what I'd like. So hopefully we can organise it.
Yourself and Shannon have been flirting with each other online, or I'm sure you told me, or Shannon told me in the past, that you guys had each other blocked. So I'm assuming. I'm assuming you know.
Her. Go on. You know what she's like. She fucking can't even have people commenting on her shit. So she blocked me. I'm not that. I'm not like that. I can handle a bit of shit. But
you're not blocked anymore though, yeah?
No, she's unblocked me. Yeah, no, but so I saw her at a fight. I couldn't help myself. I don't know what fight it was. What fight was it? It was
the Liverpool show.
Liverpool, that's right. Yeah, it was a Liverpool show. And I saw her, I couldn't help it. So I was like, Shani. I go, hey, Shani. Like this, and she looked at me. She turned around and looked at me, honestly, like she was going to fucking like headbutt me or like kill me. She had the big bitch face sour, like fucking to her. I thought, fuck, she's going to headbutt me. And then I thought, nah. That's more my style, like a headbutt. But she was like looking at me like, fucking what? Like, she hates it. I was like, hey, Shani. I go, how are ya? And she was like, just gave me this look, and then it kind of, I think it was a bit of a shock, and then she was like, all right. And then she was like, she just said, shame about your loss or something like that, And I said, yeah, well, we win some and lose some, don't we? Because, she knows what it's like to lose. So she resonated with that. And then, yeah, she was all right. I mean, it wasn't like hard, but I did think like she got a bit like, and she was just like, what's next then? And then I was like, I don't know. And I was like looking at her, I go, I think I need to get get that win, I'd like to fight her, obviously. It's something I definitely want to do. And that was it really. But
how did you part ways? Did you shake hands, hug it out or anything?
Don't fucking hug her. No. No, I didn't hug her. I think I might have just been like, hey, bye, Shani. I don't know. But yeah, it was just I didn't actually expect to have any conversation with her. I was just stirring out to call her Shani. But yeah, and no, it was good. Like I wasn't fully bad, but there's definitely obviously the hostility there. And the reality is the funny thing is that obviously me and Shani, we had that rivalry. It was the biggest women's boxing rivalry in a very long time. You know what I mean? We got everyone talking with that. There was no big rivalry before that. In women's boxing, they've all come after that. Maybe they've gone, oh yeah, rivalries are good. Look how much that attention that got, because we got a lot of fucking attention, not from just boxing, from outside of boxing, because everyone likes a rivalry. And I think it would always be going down as one of the first that got a lot of people into women's boxing as well. Like, of course, Katie Taylor as well, but it's a bit of a different crowd, a lot of different fans into it. And the fight was obviously epic. And I would have to say, like, I obviously respect Shani after that fight. You can't not respect her. But that other fucking Shani 2-0, that Shannon O'Connell, like, I don't give her no respect, no matter what. Like, I have to say, like I do give Shannon Courtenay a little bit of respect. I still think she's a fucking shit cunt, and she wouldn't be my friend. Oh, and I want to get my win. I still think I won that fight, even with one eye. But yeah, it's a fight that I think the fans will want. It still gets talked about now. That everyone wants that fight and everyone wants to see it. It's a lot of different opinions of who won the fight. And obviously it was in lockdown, so there was no fucking fans, and that's a fight that we need fans for. So yeah, it's definitely, like I said, at first when I lost my belt, it was like, felt like, obviously your world's over and all your plans are done, and all your goals and everything, and then you realize that it's just a fucking like a detour. you know, you can still go back on track, but it's just a detour, get another way around there. And I'm positive that I still have a good career, you know, and this year's still going to be very big for me.
What did you make of Shannon's recent post? You know, she's training with Joe McNally, and to be fair, she looks really sharp and like she looks like she's ready to fight. Do you watch her stuff on Instagram?
No, to be honest, I fucking not looked at. I don't know. I haven't seen the post. I didn't even look on her Instagram. But it's good, you know. She's, like I said, like she's my rivalry, but at the same time, we need each other in a way. Like we always have like. The thing is like when she beat me and I wanted the rematch, she was like, no, I don't want nothing to do with Ebanie. Then when I got the fucking belt, it was like, oh yeah, she wants to have the fight. But now we're both kind of in a situation where we don't have a belt. But to be fair, like I wanted her to win a belt so I could fight her with a belt, you know, and I know that she wanted me to obviously win against my eyes, so I had the belt so she could fight for a belt, you know. But it's just funny how it's all worked out. But I believe our fight's a main event fight.
Do you think both of you? Do you think both of you might be guilty if I compare it to, like, say, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, where people said they should have fought each other years ago? You guys probably should have just fought each other, you know, forget the belts and forget all that, because it was a big fight then. Obviously now it took a bit of a while. Do you think same sort of comparison?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I still think it's a big fight now. It's always going to be a big fight. It's a fight that, you know, everyone remember, like, you know, whereas like, oh yeah, we remember that fight. Like, we've got to watch the second one, you know, because it was such a great fight. I don't think so. I think everything happens for a reason, you know. I would love to get my rematch, you know, with Mayo, win my belt back, and then her fight fucking Nina, get a belt, and then we fight for a belt. Like, that's epic. But to be honest, it's still a big fight with or without a belt. And I still think it's a main event with or without the belt with the right promotion, you know.
Any final message for Shannon Courtenay if she somehow watches this?
Put me on the spot now. No, I don't know. Just we'll see you soon, Shanny. You know, and definitely when we fight, I know that I'll win this time. You know, and I believe I won last time. So just no headbutts, yeah. And maybe I'll bring you a nice pair of lingerie.
Okay. I think I'll probably end it on that note. Ebanie, cheers for your time. Is there anything else you want to add before I let you go?
No, but how about Fury?
Oh, yeah.
Far out.
Big shock, that, innit?
Yeah,
Big shock. I don't think I know the injury you picked up in the Shannon Courtenay fight wasn't a cut, it was a bruise, wasn't it?
Cut. I've actually never been cut.
Okay.
Yeah, waiting for that because I've fucking had everything else. Yeah.
Pretty horrific.
Yeah, it's really sad that fight's now, like, it's horrible for everyone involved, you know, because now the undercard and everything, it's just, yeah, it really fucking sucks. But it's boxing, isn't it? Shit fucking happens. So yeah, hopefully they end up getting a fight. Hopefully this doesn't not just prolong it, but hopefully this fight actually ends up happening, you know. But yeah, it is what it is.
It definitely is. Well, Ebanie, we'll look forward to seeing you back in the gym, back in the ring, should I say.
I'm in the fucking gym.
You ain't got a date or anything, have you?
I don't have a date. Look, I messaged Eddie a couple of weeks ago. I'm in the gym training. Give me a date and I'm ready to start camp, you know. So if he says, if I've got to fight in 10 weeks, then I'm in. You know, I don't have no injuries, so fucking I'm ready to go. Just give me the fight, and yeah, I said to him, you know, activity is a fighter's best friend, and I've been way too inactivity, not through, you know, my own fault or, you know, boxing's boxing. There's a lot that goes behind the scenes of why I've been inactive, but there should be no reason for me to be inactive. I need to be active.
Well, fair play. We'll look forward to seeing you back in the ring soon. Ebanie Bridges, thank you for your time.
No worries.
Listen, I got a question for you. Where can discipline take you? Discipline points you toward your goals.